Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us across the fence. I'm Fran Stoddard. If it's late summer in Vermont, it's time for fairs and field days, and they are happening this summer. The 5 days of the Addison County Fair and Field Days bring together entertainment and education for the whole family. UVM Extension has always had a strong presence at the fair thanks to agronomist Jeff Carter. And now Jeff's name is permanently part of Vermont's largest agricultural fair. We caught up with Jeff to find out how he became a big name at Addison County Fair and Field Days.
The first day on my job at UVM Extension, they pointed me towards Addison County Field Days to a table that had some hay samples on it and said, there you go. And so for 36 years now, we've been doing the field crops display. It's a friendly competition, we'll call it, because what the farmers are doing is bringing in samples of their own crops from their own farms, from like last year's corn silage, this year's new corn, and who can have the best corn and who can take home the best blue ribbon. So we have a blue ribbon for a premium product, and then we have best of class for all the different classes of crops, and then of course the best of show is the grand prize. And so folks really enjoy that, and so it's a little bit bragging rights, yes. I got to say that the farmers have been great. Over the years, they've always helped me bring crops in, they bring in the corn, and for all these years, over 3 decades, we have always, year in and year out, had corn that goes up over the lights. So that's 11-foot corn. They'll grow like that big around and that. When the farmers come through, we all reminisce. I was just talking to a farmer who he stopped farming probably 25 years ago, right near my house. And so we were talking about the change in the farm community. When the general public comes through, a lot of people are from out of state. They don't really know intimately what's going on with agriculture, so the tall corn stops them. It's kind of an explanation of, this is what cows would eat, this is what horses would eat, this is different types of hay. We can look right at the samples and say, oh, this is a certain kind of grass, and this is clover, and maybe talk about legumes. We have live plants growing in here, seedling plants, so we can describe, well, this is what they look like when they're small, and this is what they look like when they're tall. And so when people come through, we stop them, we talk to them, say, can we explain anything to you? Tell you about agriculture and how important it is for food production. And that cows eat this stuff and then make delicious food for us. We've had the water quality educational exhibits out here. It gives us a point to talk to people who normally wouldn't come and talk to us.
So in springtime you get out.
The crops exhibit is the foundation of our educational component at the field days. It's really important. And it never would have happened or continued or been what it is without Jeff. If you look around the fair, you see lots of buildings and exhibits named after important people. And it felt to me like an appropriate way to honor his legacy and his effort in Addison County. When I started here 10 years ago, and I had my first crops exhibit, I was all gung-ho and getting new posters ready and freshening things up, and I looked through Jeff's original fair box and all the things that I was talking about and excited about, he had been doing already for 20-something years. And I thought it was such a great idea, and then I'm like, oh, he's already been talking about manure management and good grazing and conservation tillage and cover cropping.
And I know that she's been trained well. So.
He's been a really great mentor. So one, he has a very high level of expectation for quality. And I think that's really important not to let go. So whether it's painting the shelves and putting the skirting up just right, or creating a printed piece of material to hand out, or creating a presentation that you're going to give to a group of people, having that high level of quality be expected is important to strive for. And so that's been really important. The other piece for me has been his ability to really get to yes. So when things are complex and difficult and it seems much easier just to be like, no, we can't do that. He's really good at getting to, no, how can we get that done? And that can be with people, it can be with a project, it can be with a piece of equipment. Really being creative and flexible and bringing people together to figure out the best solution for everybody.
Okay. I see both sides of it. I got to give a shout out to my family because that was my basic help for many, many, many years before I pulled together this agronomy team. And my two kids, Keegan and Chelsea, help me every year set up for field days. My wife and my father and my mother would come down. And so, you know, we'd sit here and talk to people about Christmas trees or corn or hay. And I'll tell you one funny story is 12 years ago, my daughter Chelsea always helped me bring in the crops for the crop contest. And that year she was feeling kind of tired about 3:30 and went home and had my granddaughter Isabella that night. So Isabella and I both share the same birthday, and it was on opening day of field days back 12 years ago. So these are just some different covers.
Yeah, I grow buckwheat all the time.
I'm an old extension agent, and I don't mean old. I mean the old style extension agent that I started this job, and I help people with apple trees and honeybees and maple and cows and crops and gardens and vegetables. And so to me, that's the essence of extension, that somebody can come up and ask a question of extension and we can get them the answer. I may not have all the answers, but I know where to get the answers, or somebody else might get the answers. What I've done is to try to build a team of like-minded people in the Middlebury office who then have that same desire to help farmers and educate non-farmers about farming so that we can continue to have a strong agriculture in Vermont.
Once again, our congratulations to Jeff for a legacy of service to the agricultural community and the people of Vermont. A one-of-a-kind man and a true extension professional. We've got another fair story today. We don't want to start any trouble, but some folks think that Tunbridge World's Fair is tops in Vermont. Well, we'll stay out of that argument. And instead, here's the scoop on a Tunbridge Fair favorite.
At first glance, the Tunbridge World's Fair looks like every other Vermont fair. There are rides, games, and 4-H'ers getting their animals ready for the showroom. And when they're not cleaning up or just hanging out, you'll find these young people at the 4-H ice cream booth, better known as the 4-H Ice Cream Scoop.
It's actually really fun to do this.
The kids run the show. They take orders, scoop ice cream, and manage the cash.
I am serving ice cream for everyone here, so I've done both jobs, the money and the ice cream.
Is that hard to make change?
Sometimes, because I'm not good at mental math.
So what do you do to make sure you get the right money back?
I count it with my fingers or ask for help.
What's the best thing that you guys serve here?
It's been the most picked is maple. I mean, it's been a real maple, so.
Gotta be good, right?
Yeah.
The 4-H'ers volunteer to work at the ice cream scoop. The hours they put in fulfill their requirement for community service. The profits go to the Orange County 4-H Foundation. Addison Smith works for 4-H. She's been helping manage the ice cream scoop for the past 3 years.
We sell ice cream, but it's so much more than that. So the kids come in and we really encourage them to direct all of the customer service, the logistics of scooping, handling the money, making those transactions, greeting customers with a smile. We typically go through anywhere from 40 to 60 gallons of ice cream. It's local ice cream from Kingdom Creamery.
As with any 4-H project, the ice cream scoop pays off in more ways than money or the free scoop of ice cream at the end of each shift.
I think the ownership that they get from running the ice cream scoop, and many of them step up to the window and are a little bit nervous or shy at first, or they say, I don't want to handle the money, and by the end I see them counting the money back. So it's also a starting point for conversation and to showcase their projects and to share with the greater Tunbridge audience what it means to be a 4-H'er and what kind of projects they do.
Smith sees one other intangible that this experience provides the 4-H'ers.
I love the energy from the kids because you can feel that they're really invested in it, and it's a memory that they make from year to year.
How is the ice cream?
Excellent.
Emily Waterman worked at the ice cream scoop when she was a 4-H'er. She came back to help out as soon as her daughter joined 4-H.
It's important for our kids and have those values of hard work and working together and teamwork and care about the kids enough to keep it going. I remember feeling a little shy and not wanting to, call out ice cream for sale or ask someone what they wanted or make them change. And I probably remember being nervous that I was making the wrong change or not going to find the right ice cream fast enough. So I'm sure there's a lot of those same feelings that they're dealing with as well. But again, most people are just happy to get their ice cream, so you don't have too many grumpy customers.
In some ways, handling the money and the ice cream is the easy part. Dealing with the public for the first time provides a valuable life lesson.
It's kind of awkward or kind of weird, and then after a while you get used to it.
You have to be nice and respectful to them, or they'll kind of, even if they're mean and snotty to you, you still have to be nice to them because it's just really respectful.
Lori Churchill is the president of the Orange County 4-H Foundation. She's been serving customers and overseeing the ice cream scoop for more than 25 years. She says volunteer opportunities like this make it easy to spot a 4-H'er.
That's just what 4-H does is get the kids. The teachers can tell a kid that does public speaking, and they don't even have to ask if it's a 4-H kid. They get up and they give a report, and they know they've done this before someplace, and it's usually 4-H.
Alexander Daisy doesn't need anything explained to him about 4-H or the importance of volunteering. He just gets it.
Really just giving these people something to enjoy, really.
That's your favorite part?
Yeah, helping, letting them enjoy stuff. And at the end of the shift, you get a scoop of ice cream. That's also my favorite part.
Churchill couldn't put it better herself.
I just love Tunbridge Fair. I've been coming to Tunbridge Fair since I was a kid. I used to show my horse, and then I got involved in this, and just watching the kids grow again,
You really love it here.
Yeah. What's not to like about Tunbridge Fair? And the ice cream scoop.
The 4-H ice cream scoop and the Tunbridge World's Fair. They go together like a cone of majestic maple on a warm summer afternoon. In Tunbridge, I'm Keith Silva with Across the Fence.
And that's our show for today. Thank you for joining us across the fence. I'm Fran Stoddard. Stay well.